till you make it.
And we are live. Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, in the far reaches of the internet world. Welcome to the Aussie Hex stream. The unrekt crew is coming at you. I'd like to bring on first cab off the rank is unrekt Pirate. He needs no introduction. G'day, unrekt.
Hey, how you going there, trendsetters? What's going on?
How's it going, bro?
Good.
You been up to mischief?
Mate, oh, mate, always.
Nice one.
In my mind, anyway. I've been coming up with cunning schemes.
Mate,
Finbear, I think it's been mate from Finland, Michael Lung. There, he's in the chat there. I'm from, if you heard of Australia, Queensland's we're a bit slow and stupid. That's where I'm from. Yeah,
he's the slow. He's the slow and stupid one.
Yeah, well, I was today. I was out of my weight class. I was out of my punching above my weight class today. And when it comes to intelligence, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I had to use every brain cell that I've got. Yeah,
beautiful.
What's happening up your end?
Hey, mate, I'm just gonna introduce the other people and bring them on, rather than leaving them backstage. First of all, we got a new person. Well, not new person completely to the Hexicans. He's been around the traps for quite a little while now. He's lives out in the hills, built himself his own house with his own bare hands. I can't imagine anything more Hexican than that. T-Bird.
Good to be with you, boys.
For people who don't know, T-Bird is like in the hills deep in Australia. He's got a nice bit of land, and what kind of stuff are you growing out there, mate?
Oh, just mucking around, just experimenting with a bunch of different plants. Got bamboos, avocados, olives, a few different fruits, guavas, apples, things like that.
Nice one, man.
Cool, man. Whereabouts in New South? Are you a New South Welshman or you?
Yeah, well,
Victoria. Don't dox yourself, but just tell us.
That's all right. Yeah.
Actually, just before we get into that, I'll just bring up another person backstage. She's the queen of Twitter. She's all over she's the princess of Hex. She's well, everyone knows her, everyone loves her. Sammy Chica.
Hello.
Hey, Sammy, how you going?
Sammy.
Man, how hot is it? No, you aren't from there. It's boiling hot down here.
Oh, yeah. I heard it's pretty hot down south at the moment.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Last piece of summer. What's happening, guys?
It's all happening. Hex is pulsating. So what were you going to say, T-Bird? What's your story then? You've always lived in New South Wales?
Originally from Melbourne. I moved up to northern New South Wales a little over 4 years ago. So I've just been transitioning up here ever since, and in the completion stage at the moment. So
yeah, right. And you built yourself a house, eh?
Did you
design it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was a big part of the design. And I didn't actually physically build it because I don't have a background in carpentry, but I project managed the whole thing myself.
Right, organised it.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, it's been a hell of a process, but yeah, nearly there, mate. Nearly there.
Right. Cool. How's it going? Hasn't fallen down yet or anything?
No, not at all. I mean, it's constantly raining out here. Just a lot of floods, but holding up well.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So you're getting a lot of rain up there, because I know last time when I asked you, said you weren't really affected.
Just constant rain. It's just shitload. It's just it's rainy season as per usual around this time of year, but need a bit of sun at the moment.
Yeah, it's weird weather, isn't it? We've had the coolest summer in 19 years down here.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you got some of your likely suspects rolling into the chat. We got Serenity. We got Into the Fire. The Sapper. The Sapper's going to be he's always here. He's supporting the channel, so that's great. Nardo for the win, all the way from. Oh, geez, my memory's just shot. He's somewhere in America. That's really rude. I've asked him about 3 times where he lives.
He's from.
It's It's not cold. Not.
He's.
No.
I know his
Type it
family.
in again. I'll stamp it on my forehead.
Family's
So I don't
from
forget.
Ohio.
Hey.
Where is he from? Is he from Middle America somewhere? Hey, like,
No.
is he
Gee.
is he
I
there
don't want
now?
to get
Why
it
don't you
wrong.
tell
Just
us?
in case.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like the Telegram room. The
Chat's
the
going
little.
off. That's been the
Yeah,
big news of the week, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mate,
I've actually quite enjoyed going into that chat from time to time. Just
Isn't it amazing?
getting into conversations, and
Thanks, mate.
yeah, it's like a whole new evolution in Telegram now. It's really cool. I like it.
You know, when I first got into Hex, I really felt like, wow, I'm watching the birth of an emergent DAO, like a real DAO. When I like DAO, like a decentralized autonomous organization. And
Yeah.
that's exactly the feeling I've gotten this week. It's just like this hive of activity. Like the chat's just going off. We're starting to get to know each other. And like people are kind of like sharing. And then the Pulse Telegram just went berserk, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like people just like throwing ideas for their logos and commenting and like it was just an amazing sort of show of energy. And
yeah, and now we've got Pulse Chain on the way. I mean, just the hype and just everything around it, all the speculation around it is just insane.
Yeah, and if anyone hasn't heard, Richard, the last tweet, and I think he's put it in a message in a Telegram chat, was that he can't say too many things. A few things have to be kept secret, but we should have some more things that we know about it by the end of this month. And he's planning on launching it in maybe 4 months, which is, no expectations, but that's insane. How amazing is that?
It's a pretty short time frame, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
good.
Right.
I don't have my next stake is in end of October, so as long as it comes out before then, I'm good.
So, looks like Firebear he's going to try and tap us into the chat room, because I've actually been doing some stealth screen records in there, and for some reason the firewall or the yaps picking up and cutting the sound on those recordings. For some reason it's pretty smart. But look, I've been going stark rating loony mad this week because I've been 3 days of lockdown, and I know that Into the Fire's got 2-week lockdown over in Thailand. He just moved over to Thailand. Mate, I'd be bouncing off the walls by now. I'll just absolutely be going nuts. That thing's kept me sane. My imagination's just been like blown from talking to all these blokes and actually like getting a sense of who these people are. We've literally got people from all different countries having a conversation in real time, like a conference call, man. It's just unbelievable. Can you imagine doing this 5 years ago, what we're doing now with the technology, and having our own sovereignty, taking back the power from the bloody corporate bloody greed and the corruption from the government printing the money and paying their fat cat banker mates. Hey,
Yeah.
It feels like we're back in the 70s, doesn't it?
Is the lockdown finished yet? Unrekt?
Hey, look, no. Oh yes, it's finished.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's finished. Yeah, I've got to go to
You didn't have it though, Blue Bun. You didn't have it up there.
No. There's a few people wearing masks, or there's a lot of people wearing masks up here, but I just went out and just did my own thing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to bother with all that shit.
Cool.
It's true. I'm using that as a bit of an excuse for being a bit of a screw loose anyway.
Hey, Super Hex has joined the chat. Hey, X-Gun.
So why don't you tell us your story, T-Bird? Have you told your story before about how you found Hex and stuff like that?
Yeah. So
what drew you?
Long story short, was I've been following crypto since 2011, or following Bitcoin, but it was sort of I put my blinkers up with it for many years. I sort of had my skepticism. Always sort of thought that it wasn't going to last. I just always had that persistent skepticism. And when 2016, 2017 happened, well, obviously there was a lot of hype around it, and I was sort of, okay, something's going on there. But then it died off again. I thought, okay, it was just a passing thing. And so I just from around September October 2019. That's when I started to flick my my investment hat on, in terms of like getting, cultivating an investment mindset, which I've never really had before. I've always been a macro guy, big picture guy, but like actually getting into the getting neck deep into the financial world, understanding how markets work and all that, just wasn't my interest. And then so I got the final nudge that I needed to get into crypto when the halving happened back in May of last year, and COVID happened as well. So there was more incentive to sort of push me into that direction. And then so the rest is history. So basically from May till around mid-October, I was just sort of, overwhelming myself with information from all angles. I do my own research into crypto, following the idiotic influences, and going through the whole process, and got scammed and this and that. And then Hex just stumbled out of nowhere at the end of October. And then it was almost like instant, oh my fucking God, where did this come from? And so, yeah, just the natural, I sort of think, well, how cool would it have been if I found Hex when I first started properly getting into it in May? But I don't know if I would have been ready for it then. So I think it's been perfect. Like the road
happen. Things happen naturally.
Yeah, it was organic, and it was the road to finding it was exactly when I needed to find it.
Meant to be, mate. Meant to be.
Yeah.
And about getting scammed, it's like it really is a rite of passage for a lot of people in crypto. Like I don't know many people. Well, I mean, not necessarily true, but like we've all got our stories. Like I've invested in I invested in ICOs. Like I invested in this one called Mass Network, which was going to do what the BAT token does for, like, it was like people earn it for watching advertising, and I thought it was a good idea, and it just turned out to be some dodgy dude, some dodgy Russian dude who.
Throw that comment up. Can you throw these comments up?
I can, yeah. Which one?
Oh, the 55541 from Finbear there. Got 4 odd. That's how long we've got out here, guys. We got that bond, that thing we got going with the Hex, the commonality there. It's a long time, isn't it? That's 15.2 years.
Yeah, we're all going to be mates for like the next 15 years at least, if not probably longer, hey? Like, all these people that we're all meeting all around the world in the chats and everything like that, it's like, this is like, we're the crew now. This is our decentralized organization, and we're going to come in and out of it. But
it's like a foundation, isn't it? It's like a foundation, a bedrock, a stone, the first stone that you put into the house when you're building it.
Yeah, we're the foundation stone.
Yeah.
We're the stumps.
Yeah. Something like that. Anyway.
So when I started watching Richard Hart streams, which is more or less one of the first things that I did when I first discovered it, I learned more. I just binged on his streams on his YouTube channel, and in a week of listening to his stuff was like more. I learned more in that than the previous 5 months from when I started getting into it, and it was just. Yeah, I couldn't believe, even in that 5 months, how much I thought I was learning. Was a lot of it was garbage, and that was a bit to stomach initially. But I tend to be pretty adaptable, so and I'm intuitive as well. So I picked up on the vibe on Richard Hart very quickly, and I knew he was 100% genuine. So I just knew it was. No hesitation whatsoever.
Isn't it great hearing all these stories about how much of an impact Richard Hart has had on people, and like people would cut their own arm off for the bloke. They love him, and they would follow him. They would follow him into the fiery depths of hell, I reckon. Like if he asked for it, isn't it? It's almost, and you can see why on the outside of the Hex, they would sort of seem it as a cult-like viva that the Hexicans have got for Richard. He loves the Hexicans, and the Hexicans love him. It's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a combination of it's not just him. It's really like what he's created, because what he's created is unprecedented. It's
a life hack, isn't it? It's like, hang on a minute, why has this been central? Why is this is a pyramid Ponzi scheme over here run by the governments of the world, and you can do that yourself. You don't need them. You don't need middlemen. You don't need banks. It's like you control your own money, and it's liberating, and it is. It's unprecedented, or it's almost like it's a change. It's a technological advance. It's like we get to decide what we get to decide what we do with our money, not the government.
Yeah. We should start our own bank. Like when Hex goes just like fully berserk, we should just start our own bank, and we can just like give it to people to actually do things, like actually to build things and to create things, like
And that's what I reckon, and this is partly what I know who I've spoken to about this. I've been a bit off tap this week, but I think the idea that the vision that Richard Hart had is that basically he has a vision or something that he wants to do to make the world a better place, and whether it's to do with that longevity research or whatever, he needs one of these Hexicans. I don't know which one it is. He doesn't know either. It's a scattergun approach. He's just like, I'm just going to make as many of these people rich as I can, get the word out. And it's indicative of the world today that he's got only like 50, 60,000 followers on Twitter, and you've got like freaking 20-year-old girls with a set of tits have got 100, 200,000, 250,000 followers, or these cat videos on YouTube get more views than Richard Hart. Like, it's ridiculous.
I can tell you, there's going to be a lot. There's already a gatekeeping on his Twitter page. Like I've actually noticed,
all the censorship on his Twitter and all the silly buggers that goes on.
Like the number of people that are following him on Twitter, I've seen it fluctuate. Like the behaviour of it has been a bit weird. And Twitter, we all know Twitter's social media. Like Facebook, it's it's a censorship. It's there's a lot of censorship going on. So, and he's the sort of character that he's rustling feathers.
Yeah.
He's rustling feathers,
anyway.
He's going to make, anyone that's sort of utilizing a facility that threatens the established narrative is going to get censored. He's going to, be subject to censorship. So,
hey, Bala G, welcome to the stream. We were just chatting about Richard Hart, of course, and
the great man, the smart man.
And g'day to Nardo. Hey, Nardo, they were trying to remember where you were from in America.
He's from Ohio.
Ohio. Nice one. Yeah, right. Yeah. Middle America.
I won't forget now. I wrote it down. I have to write things down to remember them these days.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go, Sammy. What are you doing? What's going on down there? You're in sunny Victoria. You had a nice day?
Yeah, we've had a few beautiful days, which has been great because I've hung my washing out and got it all dry and done some stuff around the house. And tomorrow's Easter, of course, so lunch with the family, and got a few days off work. So I'm really looking forward just to chilling out and just doing some Hex stuff. And I was chatting to one of the guys on Twitter today because he was saying, I think it was Dipcatcher, was saying on April 14th the new EI.
Yeah, what is it? The Berlin Fork is what they were calling it.
Yeah, and I was just asking him, I've got some stakes coming out the start of May. Do you think it's worth emergency and staking them?
Give Michael a fair income, mate. There you go.
I'm up anyway. They're only like 90-day stakes. It's just my liquid that I short-term stake just to get a few extra Hex. But the gas was cheap when I started, and now it's gone through the roof. So, yeah, so I'm thinking about just waiting till like the 13th of April and just EESing,
Yeah, or just keep an eye out on the gas, and if you happen to find a spot where it's a little bit cheaper, just get that in and restake it out long. Yeah.
Well, I'm keeping this as liquid, just on the side. I might restake a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
But Blue Bum, I was telling you about that you know, that small amount of hex that I said is not worth it's asking for like 115 gas. I went back in today when you said the gas going to drop. I think it went down to about $85, but still, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to let it bleed out.
You've got to get you've got to get 10 T shares to make. Well, Dip Catcher. If anyone out there knows Dip Catcher, he's like really technically advanced. One of the guys that can really crunch the numbers, and he put out a tweet today saying that something like 10 T shares if you wanted to stake. I'm not sure what the length were, but I retweeted his information. Oh yeah, by the way, the gas was pretty low today. It was down to just 70 Gwei. That's about as low as it's been for a long time, just on the gas fees. But I feel like a complete fuck knuckle after today, Bluey. What we had dramas, didn't we, with that emergency end stake, late penalty shit. Which
yeah,
is funny which has got nothing to do with me. But anyway, I had to go in there and use all my brain cells up calculating that. You want to explain? You want to explain that one?
Well, it's just amazing how long you can how you can like think you've got a handle over everything to do with hex, and then there's little things which you just kind of find out later you didn't realize that it works a little bit differently to that. Like we were all under. Well, there's a few of us who were under the impression that after a stake has ended and the 2 weeks has gone by, those stakes diminish by 1% per week. But we all assumed that just gets paid that weekly. That's a daily pay that gets paid to all of the other stakers. But that is actually not the case. It has to wait until somebody actually does good accounting on that account.
So the T shares dilute the T shares dilute the pool, the share pool, until you run good accounting or end stake function on that stake. Yeah. And even after 2 years, when the value of the whole stake has bled out, that does not get paid. There's nothing happens to that. It gets basically held in limbo until someone runs that function.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of very, very low stakes that are bleeding out that are not going to be worth it to do good accounting on.
The little ones,
they're kind of a drain on our payback. But it doesn't leave the system, so it's kind of all relative as well anyway. You know what I mean?
I want to ask you guys, what do you think about how when Pulsating goes active, what sort of airdrop action are we going to get?
Hang on, can I just say about the previous subject quickly? You know how we're talking this morning. I asked Hexo what happens to those stakes, and he reckons they just nuke themselves. You don't need to do shit to it.
No, that's incorrect.
He's incorrect. Yeah.
We've dived deep into this.
No, we've gone straight to Kyle, and we've had. Listen to this, and this is breaking news, folks. We have had the layman's guide sections of the layman's guide rewritten as a result of this. This has gone straight to the top and it's gone right through the brains trust of Hex.
When did this happen?
Today.
Just today.
Today, and I got right into it.
There's a paragraph in there which I thought was quite clearly showed that that those stakes, as they bleed out's a really terrible term because they don't kind of bleed out, but as they bleed out, they get paid to the stakers each day. But and that is absolutely not the case. You have to run good accounting on it, and so he edited he put up in the pro, how does this sound, and we just sort of said that's much better, and so we've got a bit of the layman's guide changed, I suppose.
Cool.
But if you end your stake on time, you don't have to worry about it. Just end your stake on time. You don't have to worry about it. There's But
also, for instance, if there's a big stake that's been diminishing over a 2-year period, but you end one of your stakes the day before that, you won't get any of that payout from that bled out stake. But if you just do a stake for 2 days over the time when that has been good accounted, that bled out stake, then you'll get all the interest on that day.
So T-Bird, sorry to butt in. Did you want to? So you want to talk about how the Pulse airdrop?
Have we wrap that one up yet?
I was just curious to get your thoughts on that.
We'll just put a ribbon around this thing with the late penalties, because the way it was worded. I think we'll just park that one. It's beyond it's outside. It's just a little bit beyond me. I'm probably there's other guys that are much smarter than me that can explain it more eloquently. I can't explain it, but yeah, basically you have to run.
Well, we've explained
the basics.
Yeah.
If you want to get into the nitty gritty,
there's not much you have to do, really. I mean, I don't think that any of us are going to be like. It's probably going to be bigger whales that.
Basically, there's going to be days where. Yeah, and there'll be days where, like 2 years later, after a stake is bled out, and someone runs the good accounting, that will go into that daily payout. So for those open stakes, so any of the stakes that are ending while that bleed out's happening don't get anything. They don't get anything, even though they're eligible. And the way it says that the penalties bleed into the daily thing on a daily thing, reset the payout. The penalties bleed into a bucket every day and resets. Sorry to
Finbear, I don't. So I'm just reading the comments. Finbear, I don't think it would change the payout that much.
Yeah, it's no biggie.
The penalties don't actually affect it that much. Most of our payout is from inflation. It's the division of inflation.
But the reason why this whole thing came up, Louis, was because that's actually diluting inflation. That's diluting the reward to the staking class.
That's true, but because it's happening to everybody, it's all relative, and so it's like it's actually not. It actually hurts the bigger people more than it hurts the little people, in a way.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
But like, there's a very simple way to work out how much you would have gotten as well. Like, if it's a $10 million stake, and you've got, let's say you're what's a dolphin? A dolphin's 0.01% of the share pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you would have gotten paid 0.01% of $12 million. And so whatever your percentage is in terms of T-shares, whatever your share is, that's how much you would have gotten paid for that. So they add up over time, and so we'll be collecting them hopefully, especially with our longer stakes, because, like 15 years of that sort of stuff happening, it probably adds up.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
It's the fees that's killing everything now. But let's move on to Pulse Chain. T-Bird's question about do we think there's going to be any airdrop action? This is pure speculation. We got no idea. I certainly don't, and I don't really mind what they do. But yeah, there may be a utility token as a replacement for ETH. That's my sort of gut feel on it. What do you reckon? Bluey would know. You're close to the chat.
My guess it's going to be we claim them. So they spin up this new Pulse chain. They'll probably get. I'm going to guess that they're going to they'll need Pulse to validate that chain, and they want Hexicans to, the people invested most in the Hex project to be the people who are securing that network. So it would make sense that they give them out to stakers, and that stakers can become validators. I've got no idea about that, but that's just kind of my guess. It sounds like that would be the smart incentive thing to do. So I'm imagining that we'll probably get Pulse from just having staked Hex, and then when they spin up the other chain, I think what they'll just do is you just sign a transaction with your. I'm not exactly sure how it will work. I don't know, but I mean, I don't think it'll just be airdropped. I think we'll have to claim it. I mean, that's a very small difference, but.
And one other thing I'm not clear on, because I'm not too good with all the techie stuff in crypto. What's the difference between a hard fork and a soft fork?
In a soft fork, the consensus rules just narrow down a little bit. In a hard fork, they expand.
Okay.
So. And what people use these terms, hard fork and soft fork, in different ways. So it's not like these are things that have official definitions.
Okay.
But basically, like a soft fork is when you want to keep everybody on the network, and you want to make it all backwards compatible, so that as you're going forward, so what you do is a confinement of the rules. That's what they did in the last Bitcoin. Like when they did SegWit, they created new rules and put those new rules onto the consensus mechanism.
Okay.
And that's an easier thing to do, and it's not contentious, because when there's a hard fork, that means there's two chains. Like, it has a similar history, but then at some point it splits, and the new chain is not like all of those. Well, I'm not sure how many variables they can play around with. Like, I don't know, for instance, if they say like anyone with ETH can claim Pulse, or if it's that.
Marketing though.
Not necessarily, because you'll get a lot of dumping. Like, there'll be everyone just dumping the price as soon as it goes over.
True that.
Like, and Richard definitely like with
He's
his
an anti-dumper.
with his
doesn't like
BTC, and he was anti-whale. And so with his BTC claims, he made sure that Mt. Gox didn't get any. He made sure that it was harder for the bigger whales to claim, and he put a time limit on them, so they had a clock running as to if they did it quickly, they'd get more.
Yeah.
So,
and some of those coins, some of those hex coins are still locked in as well. Those free claim coins,
and in some
all day 700 or something like that. Yeah.
And in some senses, like was it 300,000 Bitcoin claimed or something like that? So there's a huge amount of economic energy which claimed Hex. So it worked in that sense. But on the other hand, it was only like, it was under 3% of total Bitcoin claimed. And so I suppose you could look at it as either a success. No, I'd consider that a success because it's such a massive amount of economic energy. But I would have thought it would have been more people. But you know,
hey, you know how there was an Ethereum Genesis whale that loaded up on Hex.
Yeah,
I think that could have been
played Buccaneers. Thanks for coming, mate.
Do you think that could have been Brock Pierce? Since he's like a big Bitcoin billionaire, and he's got Hex. I mean, he would have been a Genesis whale with ETH as well, because he was loaded up on Bitcoin big time.
I don't know if he was much of an ETH person.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's more of a Bitcoin.
You have to get someone to do the chain analysis on that. Are you keeping up with the chat? There's a couple of good comments in the chat about yeah. So I did watch the Cabana stream this morning, by the way. So this Big K's dropped one out there saying that maybe Ethereum holders might be able to claim the Pulse token. I'm actually thinking it might be, and then the other one is Into the Fire saying 1 Pulse token per T-share. But again, look, we don't know how it's going to look. All we know is Richard Hart doesn't do anything by halves. He's probably going to see something that's going to surprise everyone, and it's going to be better than what we expect. You know, it's like how would you describe it? Like it's like the it's going to be custom built for Hex. You know, like a utility thing, like a blockchain. Yeah. What are you drinking, cider? Jeez, I could get.
Yeah, Super Hex. I reckon that I think that they'll if they're. I think he'll put all of those stakes over there in exactly the same state as they are on Ethereum.
Yeah. So essentially everything just gets copy and pasted, right?
Is that your phone beeping, Blue Bum?
That's my notification. Sorry.
It's your notification. See how popular Sammy is?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Hey.
It's hard being popular.
I know. I've been using your memes. Actually, I get quite a few laughs from your memes today. Who was it? Oh, geez. I'm trying to remember all the guys in their little super chat. The Hex, the Hex.com super chat. And what was it today? One of the guys was looking at my profile, and I came back out, and he's just laughing his head off. He's like, "Oh, you saw it? I was just having a look at your profile. I like your photos." And because I used your memes, but the Barbie dolls, I said, "Oh, well, they're pretty good."
Yeah.
Sorry.
You go.
No, I was on another track. I was just thinking what possibly he could do. Like maybe he will have some sort of time thing where he says ETH holders can claim their Pulse, and because the other thing is that there are other contracts and projects who have been stuffed up by the high gas fees, and so if you're another project and you're realizing that there's going to be high gas fees for a long time now, and your whole project is completely stuffed, well, wouldn't you just go on to?
That's right. I think
the new one.
One of the side effects is that there might actually be an ETH mutiny, and a lot of ETH holders might actually just shed all the bullshit and just be like, okay, why the hell would I pay these high gas fees on Ethereum still?
That'd be so interesting.
I'm going to take it over to Pulse.
That'd be so interesting. That's
It's
the where the
David Goliath.
that's the rubber hitting the road right there. Because
Yeah.
all these people have invested all this time and money and stuff into their, what they think is going to be the bee's knees.
Yeah.
And if they start jumping over
at the end of the
Pulse,
day, I mean, if gas fees really get that much worse, that we think it's bad now, it could actually get a lot worse.
yeah,
A
totally.
lot worse.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why is
Well, as
Ethereum?
soon as
what
he
is
pumps.
infrastructure? What infrastructure is involved in Ethereum? How many people and all that? What is
You're gonna
the?
start burning the ETH unrekt. So
Yeah, I know that, but
the ETH's
Well,
gonna get
it's a
burnt.
different consensus mechanism. It's proof of
it's
work.
proof of work. Proof of work.
It's
versus
proof of work through GPUs. So it's just thousands of people's computers all over the world.
So can Pulse chain take them on? Can we compete with them?
Well, yeah.
Well,
Pulse chain is like the proof of stake. If that makes sense.
It's what they want to do. It's what they want to do with ETH 2.0. It's where they want to get to, and we're going to do it before them. So first move advantage, best store of value, best coin in the world.
I think ETH has cornered itself being proof of work because the miners will just revolt if they try to move to proof of stake.
Is it David versus Goliath, or is it 1-on-1, 2 men enter, 1 man leave, or is it what is the scenario here? What could play out? I mean, is it going to be? I mean, Richard would be wanting to take him down.
Super Hex is exactly right. It's Richard Hart, so it's going to be game theory up the wazoo.
Yeah,
it's going to be like he's going to fuck them with he's going to fuck with their heads.
Well, Hex has the best game theory. Everyone knows that.
I know.
There's no denying it. Yeah. There's no denying it.
And now
they can block it out all they want, but it's coming. We're coming for your lunch. We're going to have you down. We're going to take you down. We're taking all the rest of the crypto down. They don't even realize what's going on with this community and what's going on with this network. It's the best. Yeah. Everyone's going to see that we're the best, and then they'll want to join in.
And he's already said he's got things he wants to play with, and that makes total sense. Like he's got certain like gas emissions, or I don't know, like block size, all that kind of stuff, to make it faster. And you wonder how much of ETH fees now at the moment are like that because people want to. It's like, what I was thinking. It was just like the block wars with Bitcoin, right? It was like all I wanted was a bit of a bigger block size, and everyone, and there was this big kind of thing, and it was really the people with big BTC bags who held back development so that they can, value their bags more. You know what I mean? And they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're limiting onboarding, they're limiting the scaling of it. You know what I mean? But the same thing now is happening to Ethereum. And so you've got all these people who are making a lot of money out of it with big bags, and it's like they don't want to change that. Like
they want being gatekept.
They want to tinker. They want to tinker around the edges, but they don't want to change the current system. But they're all acting individually. If they acted as a group, they would actually probably be incentivized to scale it up, and then more people come on and they scale it up and it becomes huge. You know what I mean? But because they're all individuals, and that's the thing about Hex. Hex got everyone's greed and focused it to stake so that we hold the price up for each other. It's a perfect kind of thing.
Yeah.
So now, what's he going to do in this one, hey?
Mm.
Sorry, T-Bird, go on.
I was going to say, ETH doesn't really have a community, does it? Like a real community like what we've got.
I mean, no one's got a community like Hex has, with people in chats and Telegram and on Twitter, with crypto Twitter. It's more kind of like VC backed, kind of people who've been to university, and it's not. It's much more. It's less diverse in terms of ideas and people, I think.
Skill set.
Yeah, and so it's got. I mean, it definitely started off as having a community. Like all the developers rushed there to start working on it because they could create their own projects without any kind of people restricting them. And so, but like the developers will go where the money is.
Yeah.
And if you can't do stuff on Ethereum, well, I mean, there's plenty of people working on stuff to try to scale it. But it sounds hard, doesn't it? Zero knowledge proofs. It sounds real hard. Like they keep delaying it and stuff. Like it must be incredibly and because they had to do it on the fly. Like
And
they've got it all.
what I love seeing too is that Richard is building a culture that incentivizes, like, that wants to reward devs. Like,
well, they're building something, so they get paid. Yeah,
in the current infrastructure that exists now, priority is given to the miners for everything, right?
Oh,
So
nah, not really. Nah, it's not necessarily. And when you go, and you know what, when you check out the ETH dev chats and stuff like that, it really is just everyone's all over the shop. Like how, like you can it kind of looks from the outside like there's bad actors kind of shifting it this way or that way, but it really just might be a whole lot of people making selfish choices, and this is how it ends out, you know, or their perceived selfish choices. You know, they're trying to get their thing across, even if it's just their idea or whatever.
Let's talk about the attitude. What T-Bird mentioned about the attitude in the culture and some of the things that we're seeing with the, you know, like it's a truly decentralized global network community, and people are giving their time, their skills, the streamers, the work that the guys do in volunteering around the Telegram chats, all of the people that put all their tools and skill sets on the table freely, because they believe in something. They're all united. They're all incentivized like us, like we are. We're incentivized by the code to say nice things, to say good things about Hex, because it truly is an opportunity of a lifetime. And you can see that people have a passion about it. You can see that people are out there every day talking to someone. Like I had a conversation with Super Hex in the chat today. I finally managed to get onto the TikTok, and I've started going through his TikToks, and he has been consistent all year, and he has got probably one of the highest engagements on any social media platform within all of Hex, within the whole community. And we're talking like 250,000 wallets now. I mean, we can see that the scaling's happened. I've told all of my mates that I don't want to be getting rich without them. They're getting Hex. No, don't argue. Here, get yourself a MetaMask, bang. All right. And now they think I'm Bobby Ackroyd, some trader. Well, I'm not a trader. Okay. But you, Billy Bum, you've told all your friends, T-Bird, I don't know how many people you've told. And then there's just like grassroots, organic. And then that's what we call Metcalfe's law, the network effect. Then the other thing we've got, the 15-year stakes, all the big money going out there, all of these people that are putting these stakes out, there's an expectation, which is rightfully so. You're locking up your funds for that long. That's going to be there at the end. That's called the Lindy effect. That's the likelihood that the Hex will be the surviving and the strongest coin, the best coin that will rise to the top, and all the other shit coins can die where they belong. You know, that's how it works.
And if there is anyone who's watching for the first time and is a bit lost about what we're talking about, just in case there is, please feel free to put a little question in. Yeah.
It's just great. And Wales only, mate. Wales only, mate. Like the way he talks, he fires up the Hexicans. They're all like on the hopium, mate, going fucking and this, and he knows his shit, and he's so good.
I'm not even a math guy or a chart guy. I hate that shit. But the way he explains it in a simplified way and it explains its relevance and everything.
Yes.
It's just FOMO. It's just FOMO, eat your heart out.
It is. It causes FOMO.
It's like, this is going to be. I think this is going to be tricky for Richard making the new chain. Hex was all about it's being complete. It's a finished product. It's done. Right? No more work needs to be done on it. But the Pulse blockchain, I don't know if that's possible to deliver it completed, like where it's like, because it's got validators, they will control the consensus mechanism, and like it's a little bit of a. So I'm not sure how he's going to like nail it down, and like how development will be able to be done on it. That's going to be interesting to see how he tackles that question. That's a little bit of a tricky one, I think.
modular and upgradable. Like they've been able to tweak. They've been able to tweak Hex a little bit as well. You know, like some of the little UI updates.
No, you
and
can't.
things like that.
Oh, UI, yeah. But you can't touch the contract.
Code, yeah.
That's done. It's
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
like, you know that, yeah. Okay. So all like basically the point that I was trying to make, to cut a long story short, is Hex is doing everything right. Hex is doing everything right. It's not Hex's fault that Ethereum's fucked, is it? It's not. You know. So that's why he's like, all right, well, fuck yous, we'll fix it. You know, we'll do something. We'll go over here and build something better.
Yeah, it's our problem, and it's like, and what are we doing when we're faced with a problem? Fix it, you know, like it's the opportunity. It's the opportunity to be innovative, opportunity to be creative.
Innovation, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
And you know, it's fired Richard up like no means. You know, you can just see the fire in his belly.
You know, he could see obviously that the gas fee problem was exponentially getting worse and worse, but you know, it took for it to get a certain point where, you know, the question would have had to have emerged. That would have been like, well, something's got to be done about it. So it was pushed into existence, and it's you know, the gas fee problem is a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they force
exciting. It's exciting. Look, in some ways, it's a little bit. I feel a little bit. I've got to just be, you know, straight up a bit about it. It's a little bit uncomfortable. Change is a little bit uncomfortable, and that's just the way things are.
But the thing is,
I mean, a lot of Hexicans have been a bit sort of fretting about that. But look, you know, just
you
can't do anything.
You'll be right, mate. I'll hold your hand.
Oh, I'm not worried. No, I'm not talking about me. I don't give a not me. The other guys are like, what's going on? Like they all sort of want to know what's going on. That's all, and that's fair enough. It's like this has just happened. Just give them some time to actually do what they got to do. And just
I can tell you, mate, the amount of change that I had to go through in my head when I had to actually officially commit myself to going into the crypto world in the beginning. You know, in the broader perspective, you know, these little, you know, making these, you know, adapting to these little changes within the crypto space itself is like, you know, it's.
I think there really are two different types of people. They're like, we all have adversity come our way in one form, or challenges, or some people call them problems. And like, you can either go, okay, that's happened, I've got to deal with it, or you just go into your little shell and shake and just like, you know, like not deal with it. You got to be like water. You know, I'm a big fan of the TAO, the TAO, not the DAO, the TAO.
Yeah, I just take a few of these down to the strip club, and that sort of gets that soul. That works. So usually puts a smile on my face.
Probably
after an hour or so.
Bit of adversity.
Don't worry about me, mate. Yeah,
I'm not.
Anyway,
for me, it's just, you know, the cup half full attitude.
We're really going to be punching above our weight with like just the people that we've got. You know, like just the characters and the skills, and just it's just amazing to be. But the experience has been so good. You know, not the fact that we're all getting like making money like in crypto. Like, man, how good's Hex? Yeah. That's what it's about, isn't it? Isn't it? It's all about getting mad gains.
It makes it. It's a good incentive.
Well, one of the things that really drew me in at the beginning was actually Hex's security model. I didn't realize how important security was, and then when I discovered Hex, and Richard was actually explaining, you know, the security audits, the economics audit, the you know, the structure, the design of the code, and everything else, and I'm thinking, how the fuck can the rest of crypto not be taking security seriously?
Exactly, the auditing, the audits is a big.
Like what it? I couldn't figure it out.
How many failed projects have to happen? How many people need to lose all their money through like things that aren't done right with admin keys and backdoors and rug pulls before people realise that there's only really one true DeFi coin, and it's Hex.
Well, there's no point, you know, building a product in the crypto space unless you've got the security sorted out. Otherwise, what's the point of all the yield tomorrow something can happen, and then boom, your money's gone.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
How you going, Sammy? What are you doing? What are you up to there?
Just chilling, enjoying this beautiful night, and yeah, just listening to you guys talk about Hex and Mad Gains. And I was reading Serenity just said he'll admit he's here for the Mad Gains. So am I, Serenity. I'm so impressed with Hex. It's just so exciting. And I actually just checked the price, and we just had a little bit of a dip, but yeah, it's really exciting.
So, what's your best stake? What's your best? Have you got any classic stakes you want to share? Are we allowed to crunch some numbers? Or 'cause I
Yeah,
know that
sure.
a few of the boys have been saying, because I put $50 in 5th of January, and I think it's like 10, 11 grand now.
Really?
$50. Yeah.
I think I got my day. I
Point
think
one of an ETH.
day 21. I did bugger all, but it was turned out to be after the AA. I got around about 450,000 hex, and I staked it. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I staked it out till 2024, and it's already at 800,000. Plus big payday bonuses like a couple of 100,000. So by the time I get there, it'll be about $1 million. So that's my next one I'm really looking forward to. But I've got a lot of shitty little ones that I wish I'd never done. But, I've got, every year I've got some decent stakes coming out. So I should be right. I'm just so excited about the price. I mean, we just, once we hit that penny mark and stayed around the penny and a half, it's like, wow, you're seeing $10,000 swings. And, I mean, some of us are seeing $100,000 swings. And I'm just like, oh, shit. But yeah, I'm loving it. It just makes me happy to see all these mad gains, and I wish I could go back in time and just buy more, and but that's being greedy too. I should be happy with what I've got. And
that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking that today. I was thinking, oh, gee, I'm not greedy at all. I actually just. But then I'm thinking, on the other hand, I know I've talked to some guys, and they're still, even though they've got massive bags, right? And they still want to buy more. They're still trying to buy the dip. They're still trying to get that little scrape from the dip. Are you be still scaling in T-Bird? You said October, just before the big payday. Was it like a month before the big payday?
So it was it was fucking frantic, man. It was like 3 weeks before big payday. It was like, I've got to figure this shit out so fucking fast, So I wanted to obviously try to maximize as much as possible on the big payday.
It was ripping then too.
So it was sort of like, it was a mad scramble within a short period of time to try to figure out, okay, how do I maximize my T-shares? And
what have you done?
Long stakes versus short stakes.
So what's your plan? Mate?
Actually, I did it. My very first stake was the 5555, but it wasn't a big one. It was like about 50,000.
That's okay.
That's good enough.
So as it turns out, I mean, I did a lot of fuck ups, but for the most part, most of them are 10 years or 10 years or longer. With some, in between along the way, up to 10 years.
Well, if you think so if you got a long-term view about it, I think what's going to be hard for some of the like Hexicans like yourself, T-Bird, is when like some of these early guys start cashing out, start selling the rips or whatever.
Oh, I hope they do, because I want to buy the fucking dip.
Because and then there's going to be like, I don't know, there's already how many millionaires have already been made, but there's going to be Lamborghinis and all that. There's going to be that whole phase where there's going to be a whole bunch of Hex Lamborghinis and all these people that have made fortunes, and there's going to be a little bit of flashy brashiness, and that's probably good for the brand. That's good for the coin, for that to actually happen, to see that people have actually become successful through investing in the best cryptocurrency. Obviously, it's better than Bitcoin, but that's my view. And you're going to get that. That's what you're going to see. But then there'll be a phase where, I don't know, more consolidation. It's just market cycles. I'm not qualified to talk about it, but that's just what I think will happen. That's just speculate, just pie in the sky stuff. Who knows?
Hey,
but Benny, I know I've done very well out of it.
Benny Blitz, what's happening?
Yeah, there are going to be waves, hey? There are going to be waves of adoption, and it's going to grow exponentially probably, because it's just such an amazing product.
Yeah.
And
Well,
as people learn about it, it's just a matter of time.
your stakes
So-
are buying that logarithmic scale. It's just
Yeah.
like that's what you're buying, that curve that goes like that.
Yeah.
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 How's that T-share price? Oh my god. Just
Yeah,
keeps up.
it's already really hard. Like
All
I'm
the dust that
like,
I had in all my accounts for my MetaMask, I just went through like a couple of thousand hex here and there, just staked it all out. Thought, bugger it, get more T-shares, you know?
so when I got in end of October, the T-share price was already sort of in the range of $60 to $120 US, and even then it was sort of like, it was already pretty expensive with the T-shares, but I did what I could to get as much as I could, sort of by Christmas.
So, what's a good sort of so anyone coming into Hex now, Bluey, and I know there's I've spoken to a lot of people in the telegrams, a lot of people getting around in the groups that are still in accumulation, are still looking for the dips daily, like they're buying they're obviously on the minute chart, buying those little dips and troughs throughout the day.
I'm one of them, I'm still accumulating. So
yeah. So what's a good target? What's a good sort of I mean, because I know when I was going through that phase as well, which I did for probably about 12 months, just kept buying whenever I had available dry powder and things like that. So it's slightly different. The thing, because the thing's sort of ratcheted up and scaled up a bit, and there's going to be another expansion. They're saying that there's basically going to be the train leaving the station, and all of you guys that are going to come up, they're going to be at this up here, and then like there's going to be another wave of new users and to the network after that.
Well, that's the thing, and the thing is that it's always going to be a value proposition. It'll still be a value proposition after it's $10, $100, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you'll still be able to buy shares, and you'll buy shares.
What would you be advising people to target in number of shares?
It's impossible to say. Everyone's got a completely different situation of their life circumstances.
Just only invest in what you can afford. Really, it's the same simple rule. Pay your rent, pay your bills, and then if you've got a bit of money left over,
just make your own decisions. Like, we're all adults. Go and make your own decisions. Like, we're telling you, like, an amazing product. Like, go and use it how you want. Like, I've got a friend who just wanted to, put his few $1,000s in and chuck it out 12 years and then just that's it. Forget about it. You know what I mean? And that's perfectly fine. You can, if you want to try to mess around with the shorter stuff, I wouldn't advise it. I'd advise to go long. That's the way you'll get the best out of the system, is by staking longer than the average.
Well, I think we're at the junction now where you can't afford to do short stakes, not just because of the gas fees, but just what you're getting in percentage terms and in yield is just shit house compared to what you get staking long. Yeah. So if someone was,
that's always going to be the case. It's going to be the same. But I wouldn't say it's shit. I would say that it's always going to be amazing. Yeah. Like, even after 10 years, even after 15 years, if someone's watching this video 15 years from now, like, it would still be a value proposition to go in and chuck a Quattro Cinco. You'll still make really good money. You'll still grow your money, even after that time. So that's what really actually hooked me finally about Hex. Like, when I realized that it won't, it's always about getting shares and then just multiplying those shares over time. It was like, this is just perfect, because it's not the new people paying the original people. Like, it is to an extent, but those new people have just as much value proposition. And, like, let's say in year 10, the price dips hardcore because there's so many people end staking at that time and they want to take mad profits. So then those people buying that 10-year mark, doing a Quattro Cinco, they might do better than us. Like, we don't know. It's too hard to tell at the moment.
And we know there's that logarithmic flow that's going to be like mathematically that
keeps going.
It keeps going.
Imagine this in terms of 100 years. Like, this little bit here is just like a little flat bit in terms of a longer time frame. Even if it does look exponential to us. So, like,
and another thing I thought of today is every time it 2x's, it compounds. So it's like the exponential thing. So people don't realize just how big just a 10x is.
Yeah. I was watching Wales Only, and he's getting that. Like, I couldn't quite at the start when I first started watching him, I couldn't quite understand some of his calculations. But now, when you see like the stuff that he's doing, it blows your mind, because you're just like, wow. And he is really, really smart. Like, the guy's a rock star when it comes to understanding how the system, the hex system works, and the game theory. He's just got that mathematics. He's just got the I don't know if it's a gift or the smarts to be able to do those calculations in his mind that ordinary people like us can't do.
Well, if this is what Wales has said, he's a little bit incorrect in this statement. So this is, hi Joe, nice to meet you. I'll just read what you wrote. Interestingly, some of my interest payments for my 15-year stakes have gone up from 63 to 80%, 68% recently. I agree with Wales Only take that short-term whale stakes push up T-share prices.
Yeah. Oh yes. So what he's saying is
I know what he's saying.
There's new whales that have come in, and they're doing rolling 30-day stakes.
Yeah, but that's not pushing up the T-share price.
Yeah, that's what Wales are saying, that it's ratcheting it up the T-share price or something.
No, because it's based on the best ROI. Because it's based on the best ROI of that day, and the best ROIs are coming from probably the first day or the first week of the launch.
Yeah.
So if any of those stakes are coming out on those days, that's the best ROI.
Do those huge short stakes cause the scarcity of T-shares to ratchet up?
At the moment,
anyone can buy. Anyone can buy T-shares at any moment. There's no limit on,
But
I mean, the cost of them is always going up, but you can always buy them.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember hearing one of the Hexicans saying that there's only like 11 or 12 million T-shares that will ever exist or something.
Is that right?
That's estimates.
So okay. the deflationary function of the T-shares hasn't kicked in yet. It won't. You can still, because people can still get these short stakes and burn the T-shares and then stake longer and get more T-shares back. The deflationary function of the T-shares won't start kicking in until probably year 3 or 4, maybe 5. Okay. I don't know. It's a guessing game based on what and behaviours and whatnot.
Mate, you got some music coming. That's you.
That's
mate.
Not me, mate.
Sorry,
that's not me.
That's me.
Oh, it's you, is
not
it?
Me, mate.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean to accuse you of something that wasn't true.
I'm usually doing something stupid, aren't I?
I tried muting Sammy Chicker, and it sounded like it was still going. But obviously I was wrong. Mate. Sorry, mate.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah?
Like, I was thinking of buying more Hex, and I thought, well, if this Pulse comes out, obviously Richard Hart is so clever and everything he does is just awesome. Like, maybe just hold off on the Hex and wait for Pulse and get a shitload of it. What do you guys think? We're going to use it anyway, aren't we? We're going to need it to move our stakes out, in and out.
Well, I reckon you may as well be holding your Hex, like, to get until you know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what's happened there?
Oh no, we offended him.
No.
Our talk about not buying Hex and holding off the Pulse. I don't know. Maybe he cut out. He's in the hills. Yeah, I don't think you should do anything until you understand what the game plan is from Richard. I think it's just like business as usual with the Hex. That's the best way to make money, and I still think you can probably make stakes.
Don't wait to buy, Sammy.
No.
Get in.
And I think you'll double all your stuff anyway. Like because Hex will still go on Ethereum. We'll have all our stakes up over on Pulse. We'll probably get some Pulse from or something, or there'll be some sort of game theory with all of that kind of stuff. Maybe it'll be ETH. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the train's just about to leave the station. We're going to get a massive expansion. That was on the looking into crypto. Those guys, the Motley guys, the Knights of the Round Table, whatever they call themselves, did a stream, and that looking into crypto, obviously knows his stuff. A young bloke, very smart, looks at the charts, knows all this stuff. He's saying there's an expansion. There's another guy. There's another YouTube video now. They're all saying the same thing. They're all saying that we're due for a and they're doing like the fractals. They're saying, look, I mean, Wales only. He's saying that the paper, the 401ks in the USA, like the retirement funds, are just buying these paper derivatives or whatever. When are they going to start coming into crypto? And when they do, and they see something like Hex, of course they're going to buy it. He's saying $10 by the end of the year, and then I don't know. Then you get some of those early buyers from the launch will have huge bags. They'll be sort of starting to sell off this year, taking profits if it does pump that hard, you know. So yeah. I don't know. Where would I've got no idea. I really don't know. I've got it wrong every time. I've told everyone that's watched us that I've got no idea. That's why I've got Wales only, and that's why I've got Tangent. That's why we've got Jexa J. That's why we've got Blue Bum and Day 43 OG, because they're the experts in this space, not me. And we put them all together and get them to compare notes, and we come up with some ideas and we talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's fun to do. It's fun to hypothesize around what might happen. I mean, that mathematics that Wales only does. He's at the cutting edge of that stuff. You know, like at the moment, I think. But yeah, look, as Joe Pep says, it is very complex. It can be as simple as you like, but it's also quite complex. And we say we don't. I clearly tell everyone, hey, I don't know hardly. If I knew everything, I wouldn't be here talking and trying to learn with Bluey and that. You know,
no, and
with Day 43.
And I've had a number of instances over. You know, I've known for Hex, I guess, actually not even a year. I really found out about it in June last year. So, but there's been a number of times where I thought I'd got it, and then realized I didn't know it as well as I thought. A lot of that came when I had to explain it to somebody else. And
well, I just tell them to go to hex.com. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, it's okay to be wrong if we price it with like we're not sure about this, but da 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 da, and then if there is something, then we can go and find it out. So let's just read through this. I just want to read
that comment. Read that comment. Yeah, there we go.
I think.
Let's have a look at this.
Okay, and I'll just bring T-Bird back in. Yep. Hey, mate.
You're back, mate.
So,
I thought we upset you, mate. You're all right.
It's all good.
Had a hissy fit. Just went.
Connection here can be a little bit faulty at times. So
yeah. So Joe Peeps, he said, I think that we're talking about the T-shares and whether those big whales kind of doing those shorter stakes, whether that's ratcheting up the share rate. I think the logic is some short-term whale stakes used to be long-term stakes, and now they have lost their T-shares once they unstake. Their T-shares go to the pool of people that have not unstaked. Their T-shares go to the pool of people that have not unstaked.
No. Once they finish their stake, that's not what happens. Yeah.
Now, when a stake is finished, those Hex are minted, and then that person who wants to restake will have to come in at that new rate. So they'll never be able to, or either that new rate or whatever somebody else has done that's higher than that. So that's how the T-share rate ratchets up. So in actual fact, it's like the stakes from day 1 and day 2 and day 3. If they have been made on that day, then that's what they will have the biggest ROI, because they got in at the cheapest share rate, and they'll be making the most money. Now, after 15 years or 16 years, once the biggest, or actually 15 years after those day ones, well, actually no, after 16 years from the big payday stakes end, and they have the biggest ROI, then it becomes like shorter stakes, which end up ratcheting it up.
Right.
Yeah.
So what about that big ass stake that's ending soon, guys?
It's done.
It's done. Finished
we think.
Someone
mentioned it was on the 2nd, and someone mentioned that it was the OA. Well, for us, it came out this morning.
One of them was, yeah.
And it looks like they're just holding it liquid. But then somebody said, "Oh, it's the OAs." And so
How much was it?
they're holding like about 614 or 636 million liquid.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, and they do have some stakes, I think. So
yeah, I think Silver mentioned that it was an OA account, wasn't it?
yeah, I'd really love if we could have even if we just still shift in to pay a developer. I mean, not now because I think everyone's just kind of going hard on the new chain and stuff like that. But like the chip developer to get some APIs so that we can have, instead of like everyone going off and trying to do an Excel sheet of this massive thing and then it's going to change every day anyway. Like if we have an API so that we can actually know exactly how much it has and when they move it and just keeping a track of what percentage they have. I mean, you could just do that, or you could just trust them, and they've only acted in good faith, and they are holding the price up. So, but
and
it is.
How we were talking like with day 43. Day 43's got that big chart of all those stakes coming out, like it's all
Hex.vision. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't there like this is the busiest period for all those stakes coming out? And then
You want me to bring that up? Yeah, I'll bring that up if you like in a sec.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a look.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
Unrekt, and we'll pop it up. Yeah.
Check your.
Mate, you're absolutely right. The game theory is very complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't hear me?
No, you got like some sort of rattle. It's like your mic's buzzing.
Like a rat snoring on your bloody.
Yes. It's putting me off, mate.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with your mic, Blue Bum.
Sorry, I should have told you sooner. It was like driving me nuts. That's why I'm going. That's why I'm getting all antsy and talking like a bloody.
What's it like that? How's the volume if I'm just talking?
That's heaps better, mate.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
My volume's okay. Yep, that's all good.
Oh, sweet.
Did that big ass OA stake restake, or you said he's just sitting in liquid, isn't he?
I looked this morning and it was just liquid. Yeah.
So if you want to just go share the screen there,
mate. If he makes an announcement that we get pulse from our stakes, there's going to be just a gold rush of people staking the fuck out long. It's just going to be mental. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can. Here we go. Let's do this.
I can't, bro.
You can't see my screen?
I can now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So what we're seeing, and this is why I come to the current addresses. I come to the current addresses to look at adoption daily. So we've gone up. Looked like we're going up on average probably 200 or 300 addresses a day. Now that could be just guys creating new wallets for whatever reason, and that's fair enough too. Then the other one that you can get is off the Staker app. You can see the Staker class is around about 28,000 wallets or stakers, and that's gone up pretty good. That's sort of growing as well. Okay, so here we go. So we've still got this big cumulative shares expiring on the 3rd. So there's another one tomorrow. That's what?
No, that's the one. Isn't it?
What? No, it can't be.
One? Let me have a look. What's today?
5.22 billion. Hex.
It's the 3rd today. Yeah, that will come out US time tomorrow.
So, zoom in. Can you zoom in on that little section there?
See if this works. And that's thinking about it.
Yeah, when you zoom in on it, it gives you a much more precise view of the exact dates when they're coming out.
Let's go. Go from today.
You know, it'd be really good actually, because I was like fiddling around with Hex Vision again today, and I would pay for lessons on how to use Hex Vision.
Oh yeah. You got to.
Big shout out to Joe Exotic.
What's he doing?
Joe Exotic
saying g'day.
Hey,
he's
Joe.
here, is he? Okay, the next 3 months. There we go.
How you doing, Joe?
Right. It's not hard, but normally what I would do, and I do apologise to people that are here and that are in the audience tonight. Normally I would have this prepared so that there's no waiting. We just get straight into it. All right. So, okay. So now we're seeing the next 3 months of. So this is the basically chart of future supply for the next 3 months. So that's actually looking a little bit more healthy. I'm not sure that 5.2 billion that came off. Obviously, we had the big stake today. Did you see the big shake up in the staking ladder on Staker? There was a whole big recalculation today when that all happened. It went down. We've been moving the deck chairs around. We'll probably be moving the deck chairs around.
I thought that was a glitch. I thought it was
okay.
I didn't.
No, it would have been associated with all those stakes ending, yeah, and all those T shares that are gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's flattening out there.
We can see that. That's actually. I just wanted to sort of get an idea what's the medium range. So let's have a look over here. So 200 million hex on average. It's not probably even lower. That's probably been a little bit high. So when you really, if you take the tops off all of these and sort of just lay them into a, you know, I know you probably have to work out what the average is, but we're probably only going to be seeing, 100, maybe 200 million hex worth of stakes coming off on the daily for the next 3 months. And look at that. You can see it really tapering off. So we're going to see some supply shock. And that's probably one of the things that Wales only always says is that what this has to do is has to force the price up, because people are getting their hex and they're staking it for longer. The supply is basically coming off. Yeah, I'm trying not to butcher this, but basically there's going to be price positive pressure upward because of the like pumpermentals that are in hex, and it's to do with look, let's just get real simple, nitty gritty supply and demand. You're laughing at me.
Yeah, because you're trying to
find that amusing.
Yeah, I do. It's pretty simple. People lock it up. That's locking up the supply. If demand stays the same or increases, price goes up. And so what we're witnessing here is just like a lot less, like the stakes spreading out over time. And as they spread out over time, if the demand remains the same or goes up, it goes higher, she's going to blow.
But basically, what we got is equivalent to like one of the early Bitcoin halvings. That's a similar sort of tokenomic, like powder keg type thing, and that's why all of these guys, the smart guys that are in the crypto space that have been doing the charting and have been doing this stuff for a long time, are saying that, hey, you got to pack your bags because it's about to go because of these things that are happening. Yeah. So, I mean. So
we're at 1.75 cents at the moment.
And once it does that, who knows how high it can go. Once you get into price discovery mode, well, it's just, you're off into, could be anything. Anything could happen. No one knows what will happen. All we know is it's price discovery.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're just begging for a breakout. It's going to happen pretty soon.
I mean, ETH's got an all-time high now, doesn't it?
Yeah, this week.
Right now?
Yeah. Is it right now, is it?
Well, it's 2126. I think that's the highest it's ever been, isn't it?
So what else? What else do you want to look at? I've got the market cap here actually. The nomics. So there we go. We've crossed over the 2 trillion market cap. So just yesterday or the day before, we're 2 trillion global market cap. That's the total. Right. That's the total market cap of cryptocurrency industry. All of the coins or all of everything in one is worth 2 trillion. There was only 1.98 a couple of days ago. So we can see that's obviously that's kind of a newsworthy thing. And we know that we talked about the network effect and the fact that, you know, there are people looking at this now, and there's we've had new whales come into the Hex ecosystem as well.
And you just wait, like once Grayscale discovers that Hex exists, that's going to get interesting.
Yeah, and it's still a swing trader's dream with a low liquidity, and you get that sort of none of these coins above Hex have a real use case. I mean, you could go through and maybe the USD, which is not really a crypto, is it? I mean, you could probably, I don't know, you guys would probably do a better job of going through and saying why Hex is better than all these other coins, but it is, isn't it?
It is, and Richard Hart's better than all. He's the smartest, funniest. Yeah, he's the best crypto dude. He's got the best knowledge, the best wisdom, the best experience, and he doesn't talk shit. So we're all in good hands, right?
We're on the winning team. This is the winning team.
I love Richard. He's so funny.
I wish I knew how to read the code, because I'd actually like to actually go through the code and understand it.
It's actually like I've read through it, and it's really good to, like, the programmers have written what they're about to do in the code, so you can kind of see, you know, like I don't know Solidity. I see frozen again. No, you're good. Yeah, so like I don't know Solidity, but you can kind of see, like, you can read through it and see that there's no admin keys. Like, you can read through it and see, oh, this bit is pertaining to this section. And they describe it in English words, and then they do it in the code. So then you can kind of like, oh, okay, that's what that's doing. Da 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 da. So.
The only thing that matters in crypto is number
that one? There you go. We're really professional outfit out here, eh? It's really we're into all this stuff, eh?
Yeah.
You don't
your little setup and your noises that you make.
Oh yeah, I've got these ones as well. Got the clown noises.
Where's day 43 OG?
He's having a baby. Oh, he's on notice. His wife's having a baby. Yeah. Okay. But you know what happened the other night? I'm probably share this with the internet. All you guys keep this to yourself. No, you know, I don't care. But I had this, and I was wide into that room, and Silver the Antidote comes into the chat room and starts saying, "Oh no, we don't even know if it's going to be Hex.com. They could be changing the name." And every time he went to speak, I was giving him the clown. I was like, "Yeah, clown." And he'd open his mouth and he's like, "Oh, my computer's doing something funny here," and I'll be like, because you could like, and you could hear all the lads in there. They were all giggling. It was hilarious. And then it was so funny. Anyway, yeah, it's clown. I know Day 43 hates that, but anyway, it was pretty funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. Every now and again, you just don't want to overdo it, because it can be a little bit of a one-trick pony. You got to get just the timing's got to be perfect. Yeah.
Just keep trying. You'll be right. You'll get it right eventually.
I'm sure that I can achieve the highest level pest within the Hex community. Yeah.
I reckon you could.
I'm up there.
Yeah.
Hey, T-Bird, do you celebrate Easter?
Not really.
No, you're not seeing your mum.
I just sort of go one day at a time.
Because I know you had your mum up there a while back. Is she back in Melbourne?
Yeah, she's back in Victoria now. So. But
you can get down here if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, well, it just depends on how crazy Dictator Dan goes, basically.
Yeah, well, I know we're allowed up there because my girlfriend's going there on Monday to the Northern Coast. So
yeah. Right now, there's no issue. There's no issue on the borders. So also no issues on the Queensland border as well. Because I'm very close to the Queensland border. But yeah, I'm sort of aiming to potentially go down to Melbourne to visit sort of middle of the year, but it just a lot of dependent variables.
Yeah.
What about you, Sammy? What are you doing? Got Easter eggs? Got some chocolates?
Yeah, got the whole Easter eggs things. You know, all the shops were sold out of Easter eggs. Like, no shit. I went to Kmart. I went to the Woolies up here. I went to the Coles up the road. And, like, the Coles had a few, like, little eggs. It's like, shit, man. Like, I've got to get these eggs. So I got my nieces some because I got all these girls in our family, a lot of girls. So I got all them some eggs, and I got my kids some eggs, and yeah, we do the whole Easter thing, and kids get excited. I mean, they're 15 and 11, but they still like it. So we'll just go and have lunch with my family, which is nice, Otherwise, just chillaxing, but it's a good time to catch up with your family,
Yep. What about you, Bluey? It's your birthday tomorrow. Hey, Bluey's going to be half a century.
Happy birthday! Oh, is the big 50?
That's like worth clown horns.
Oh, cool. What are you doing for it?
Happy birthday, man!
we're gonna go out just to a nice restaurant and a nice seafood restaurant. Kind of like spend a bit of cash on that, and we're gonna I might just go and hang out at a waterfall. Actually, go with my girlfriend, and we'll just go and hang out at a waterfall around here, and yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a big achievement, mate. Half a century.
Like a nice birthday.
Pardon?
Sounds like a nice birthday. Will you do some hiking, or just you have to hike to the waterfall, or you just walk?
No, I wouldn't call it hiking. A little bit of a walk, maybe.
Oh, beautiful! But that's good. You've got all that stuff close to where you live, too. You don't have to drive.
Yeah, there's choices up here. It's like, which waterfall do you want to go to? Which beautiful, amazing tropical rainforest?
You're up northern Queensland, right?
Rub it in.
Yeah.
Cairns.
There you go.
Yeah.
Should we get everyone in the chat to sing Bluey happy birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blue Bob. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! Hooray! Yeah, mate. Good on you, mate. Half a century. There you go. Half a century. That is a milestone in your life, mate. For sure. Hey, congratulations.
You're looking good for 50, mate. I wouldn't have. I thought you were in your early 40s.
Cheers, mate. Yeah. All good. I feel great, actually. I feel really kind of not the best shape of my life. Like, I'm not the quickest as quick as I used to be, but in terms of like physicality and skills and all that, like, I feel like I'm still learning and like, yeah. Feel really
well, good. They say you're only as old as the woman you feel. I might go and get onto that now. I'll celebrate your birthday for you after this.
Yeah, rightio.
God.
Yeah. So I reckon I've got 3 Quattro Cinco still left in me.
Yep. 3?
Yeah. Why not?
What's that? 65, 80, 95. Yeah, well, hey, if you can make it to 95, you're doing all right.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Wim Hof method. Got that cranking along at the moment. Yep. Do my acro.
I'm going to just go and get in my truck and drive off a cliff. I might last 5 minutes. No, I'm joking.
You're only young. 50's young. Wait till you're like 70. Like 70's old.
You reckon?
I went to the pub last night, right, with my girlfriends. We watched the band, and we were speaking to this lovely lady, and she was 63, and she was so funny, and her husband passed away 8 years ago, and she hadn't had sex in 8 years, and she was hanging for it, and she actually picked up and she walked off with a fella. So I was quite impressed with her. 63. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, nice one,
guys.
Cool.
Yeah. You're never too old for it, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
That's exactly right. I'll tell you what, if you don't have that, then what's the point?
I'm sure you get to an age at some point where it just becomes just a nothing, I guess.
I'd be happy if I still pick up at 63 at the pub. Jesus.
Mm.
Of course you would. Well, of course you would. Hey,
So
I'll
would
be
you,
I'll be beating them off with a stick around here soon enough.
I reckon.
Now that I'm doing crypto lifestyle mad gains. Hey,
Hey, have you guys put any serious thought into like, just say Hex goes like has a black swan event, and to be honest, my hairdresser, he's a psychic. Actually, she had a vision, right? She doesn't do crypto. She had a vision of a swan, right? And she
I
goes,
need a plan B.
I can see a swan. I
Freaking
can
me out. Freaking me out.
So so I said, what color was the swan? And she said black. And I thought immediately black swan event. And when I Googled it, a black swan event can be extremely good or extremely bad. And I've got a feeling it's extremely good.
Oh, mate,
So that's
we're mooning. We're mooning.
going to happen with Hex. But I mean, I know we were talking the other night, but what about, if it becomes a reality where you say earn over $5 to $10 million, do you think it'd be something looking into going to another country, becoming a tax resident over there instead of being in like the best country in the world in Australia? I mean, I don't really want to leave, but if you're giving that much money away to the tax office, you certainly have to think about it.
It's only 15% capital gains tax, and I think if there's something to do with income tax as well, I can't, obviously not an expert or an advisor or qualified or anything to give that advice. But Jexa J put a whole bunch of documents in our chat with all of the different countries, and there's Malta, there's Dubai, there's Malaysia. There's a lot of crypto-friendly countries around the world that you can go to if you're wanting to do that. Those tax breaks.
With regard to taxes, there's all kinds of ways that you can get around it. You just got to speak.
Get around it. Yeah.
You just got to, as in a legal way.
Minimize.
Getting around it in the legal way.
Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, no, very good. No, you're right.
You just need to speak to the right people.
Yeah.
Like what, for instance, T-Bed? What are you talking about?
Oh, I've pretty much onboarded my tax accountant. Not fully onboarded in, but he's very well versed in crypto. He's got a lot of crypto clients. Well, he's got a few crypto clients, and he knows all the laws. And it's federal, like it's the same in every state. So as long as you've got an accountant that knows their stuff, and they know the crypto laws back to front, and they keep up to date with it all, they can formulate strategies of how to
minimize your tax.
To minimize tax as much as possible.
Yeah.
In the legal fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've all got to think about that if we are going to actually realize some of these gains that we've got. But I think of all the cryptocurrencies, the fact that you're burning your coins for shares, and there's some, create some sort of little idiosyncrasies around how do you manage this transaction in which financial year, and how do you actually document it properly.
I'll be very intrigued to hear what your accountant says, actually.
Yeah.
Because once you know those tricks, then you can just go research them yourself and do them, can't you?
Yeah.
Or
one thing,
whatever. Like if you know what's good, that's gold. Because the thing that I would be so hesitant about with hiring an accountant would be that I will know more about crypto than them, and then you're putting your trust into that person to go and do it properly for you, and it's such an area at the moment which is going through change and is not completely.
Yeah. And there's a lot of grey. There is a lot of grey because of DeFi.
Yeah.
And how cryptos move around in the DeFi space, and also, keeping crypto out of fiat completely. So to not.
There's a lot of grey on the ATO website. And you know what? I actually rang the ATO the other day to ask them a few tax questions, and I got handed around to all these different people. And then I finally got someone who goes, "Have you checked out our website?" And I said, yeah.
Exactly. They're incompetent and they don't know how to enforce it.
They have no fucking idea.
It's this section, so make sure you have a look, and it explains this. And I said, oh, okay, thanks for your help. It was I just waited for half an hour and you told me jack shit. But you know, there's
Yep.
such a grey area. Like,
But I've rung the ATO before as well to get advice about something, and they were really good. They were kind of like really informative, and they're there to help. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like,
Yeah.
they don't.
They love to apply their rules retrospectively. So regardless of what you do, you know what I mean, they'll actually come after you and ping you for 3 years ago if they
bit
thought you
hard
did
for them
something.
though
If they thought you owed them a buck, or if they
yeah,
thought
but
you had some money.
if you've rung them up and asked them a question and they've given you an answer, it's a bit hard for them to
Why
come
would
back.
I ring them? Why would I ring them?
But
I don't want them.
listen to me, mate. Like if they've got that all on record. So if you've said to them, you've rung them up and you've got an answer from them about how to deal with something, and they can't retroactively do much to you because they've given you the advice.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a good argument that you can hold up to them when they come after you, and they
Why
can.
would they come after me?
Oh, look.
Because you're a pest.
If they get a sniff, if you're not paying your taxes, they'll come after you wearing their little ski mask.
But the thing is, it comes down to audits, and there's still a lot of grey in terms of how they can go about auditing the crypto space. So, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is they're going to have their hands full trying to do chain analysis on everyone's stuff.
That's right.
Forget it, you know.
And
Like
chain analysis is,
maybe sometime in the future they'll have all that infrastructure built where people know what they're doing and they have software that they can use and blah 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 blah. But like, it's not there at the moment.
We could end up being the government, mate.
Well, they're talking about you buying an island, you buy an island,
Yeah,
and then you become your own sovereign island, and then you decide what the rules are.
well, quite literally,
I'm not paying tax on my island. This is my island.
I'm going to live on your island, unrekt.
Seriously, there are Hexicans literally, like, genuinely, like, for real, looking at buying islands now.
Yeah,
like we could all go in for one, hey?
Well, they all think that's what they think. That's what they think that Hex is going to do. They think Hex is going to change the world and make all rich. Then so be it. I don't know. Maybe it will.
That'd be pretty cool to have our own island, hey? New Hexico.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, I'll tell you what. If what happens is going to happen, there's going to be a lot of rich people in the Hex community. There's going to be the most wealthy cryptocurrency community. We're just going to steamroll Bitcoin. All those guys. There's only 2,000 wallets or something pitiful like that. That are all rich in Bitcoin.
I'm very much looking forward to the bear market. I can tell you.
Yeah.
I think I'm just all the way, mate. Like the way they're printing and it's. I mean, I think it's
going.
Yeah.
Australia. That's a good one, Joe. We'll just we'll call it Hextralia. Why not? Right.
It went down.
Awkward.
Get it?
Jeez.
Yeah. We're here all night.
What do we got left? Another 20 minutes.
Hey, unrekt, did you buy your little kitties? I know you've got the 4-year-old. Did you buy some nice stuff for Easter?
No. I'm really I'm pretty
really.
I'm pretty slack, aren't I?
Didn't you even get an egg?
In the morning on my way around there, because I've got to go pick them up, and I've got to go to church tomorrow. We're going to do a christening. My niece has been. Yeah, I got a christening tomorrow, so family photos and the whole yoo-ha. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, but you know, you're going to be lucky if they've actually got any Easter eggs left. Like I said, mate, like in my area.
She's fine. Her mother looks after her, and she gets everything that she needs.
Hey, Captain Zenu. Haven't seen you before. Welcome.
I've seen him on Twitter heaps.
Oh, you know him? Okay, cool.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome.
Nas Hex. Yeah, Portugal. I've heard that's good.
Hey, Nas.
Portugal's pretty good. Yeah.
Apparently Belgium as well has got good.
Belgium.
But Portugal's the way to get in. Yeah, Portugal or Belgium are the way to get in if you want to get into Europe.
Yeah, I need to start learning how to speak Portuguese, I think.
Tudo bom. Tudo bom.
Oh, you speak Portuguese, don't you, Blue Bum?
Oh, I used to do capoeira, and so I can sing all these songs in Portuguese,
Okay.
or a few songs in Portuguese, but I don't really speak. I speak Spanish, so I can kind of try to bastardize my Spanish into Portuguese a bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, Brennan, nice to see you, mate.
Brendan.
Good
How
to
you
see
doing,
you.
mate?
Yeah.
Oh, Brendan.
Yeah, so Blue Bum's put a whole bunch of those documents in our group chat. So Dubai, there's a document on digital monomaps. There's Bulgaria, there's USA, Malaysia, fact sheets for
There's an island.
Italy,
There's an island. Yeah, there's an island in Malaysia that you can go and live there, and it's like you only pay 3% or something.
Malta,
But you know,
Portugal.
you got to look at the whole picture. Like some of them, you have to be there for either years or months before you can be a tax resident.
I think that's what they do. Portugal.
Here,
Portugal,
here,
you only have to be there 2 weeks or something.
Some of
some-
them, you have to give up
some
your
of them you gotta buy
Australian
property.
citizenship. Some of them you do. You have to give up your Australian citizenship to get their citizenship. So there's a whole lot of stuff you got to look into, you know.
And you got to think that a lot of this
Exactly.
stuff might even change in the next few years.
Might all go to zero too. That's what I'll tell the government.
Well,
I've got nothing.
That's right.
They won't have to. Don't have that problem, do I?
True. Oh well, at least you're not married, unrekt. She can't end all your steaks when she's pissed off at you.
Ooh. Yeah, I won't be giving no woman's getting near my privates. Never again. I've learnt me lesson the hard way, unfortunately.
I hope that my kids don't ever get on my PC and end my steaks, or my husband get upset and come and end my steaks. Like that'd just piss me off.
Yeah, you might have to memorize the seed.
That's risky as well. I wouldn't be doing it that either. Because let's talk about that. So because I know some people, actually, no, it's probably OPSEC, isn't it? But I don't think it's a good idea keeping your seed in your head. Because what happens if you get a head knock or something?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You could.
Well, I've got a Bitfire. Do you know about the Bitfire hardware device?
I've heard of
where
that.
it doesn't actually get stored on it.
Okay.
It's actually it's a different kind of system. The security is a little bit more advanced than even Ledger. So I've tried that out, and you can actually customize the seed to exactly what you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a bunch of random words. So that makes it easier if you want to go the option of memorizing it. It makes it a lot easier that way. But unfortunately, I look forward to the day, hopefully, where you can actually migrate the hex stakes onto these sorts of
You've got to start with it.
Yeah, cold storage.
You've got to start with a hardware device and then stake from the Ledger and that. Day 43, well, you need to talk to Day 43 about that because he loves all that manually encrypted seed phrase that, Okay.
So
he loves all that.
What actually is it, T-Bird? It's different from a hardware wallet?
Well, yeah, it's check it out. The website's bitfire.com. So essentially, it's a hardware device. It just looks like something like a normal phone or whatever. But
I'll bring it up because there's a couple of really nice new types of hardware devices that are coming out of it.
It's a really interesting step in security for crypto, but it's not because of how Hex operates. It's not really. It's more for the rest of crypto, but not for Hex. At least not yet. Until you're
it's for liquid document.
It's for liquid crypto. It's not for
So when your stakes then you got to move and you want to hold liquidity, you can move that over to basically once your stakes end on one account and you want to start up with a hardware device because that's the best practice to remove so that you're signing your transactions offline and all those other good reasons for using a hardware device. That'd be the way to do it. You can sort of triage a little bit with hardware devices. That's the Jexa. He knows all about that. It says welcome to bitfire.com. And it's got API service, sign in, and there's really not much on this website. I'll share my screen. Hang on.
Oh, I'm sharing it, mate.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You're looking at
it.
Yeah,
and I've also had some questions, and I contacted customer service in the US, and The customer service is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys see Joe Hexotic's comment? When we got a minute, can we look at it? Because it's something we should talk about, I think, unrekt on this subject.
Okay, what's this about? Oh yeah, that's right. Because Joe, I wasn't making a joke about getting a head knock, because it does happen. I'm just saying.
Oh,
it does happen. I mean, you can get into a blue downtown. Someone want to go you at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night.
It's true.
You know?
yeah. Well, my
Yeah,
mum's
crap.
husband had an aneurysm, and he fully lost his whole memory, and had to regain, actually go to all these classes to relearn. Mum had to show him photos of his kids and everything like that. So, if you lost complete memory, you'd be pretty much screwed. Like what Joe said. Do you want to put his comment up?
Contingency plan is the way to go.
The last one.
So it should be a secret or something along those lines. If you got family, so just think about your succession planning, and that the more the digital asset appreciates, the more important the operational security and everything on your accounts are. And we don't take the stuff lightly, and that's why we have our resident experts, Day 43 and Jexa, in this. So they're the guys. If you want to reach out to us and you need any help, they go over and beyond. I know a lot of people reach out to those guys, and they always helping out and doing things around the community and helping different people understand why it's important and why to do these things. So, and as the value of these assets goes up, the more important that will become. And Hexicans that find themselves, and I know that there's been a couple of shows, Matthew Allen was talking about the sudden wealth transfer or sudden wealth syndrome, because I mean, literally we could see a 10x in a blink of an eye because of for whatever reason. That's what's possible here.
Yeah.
It's only possible in cryptocurrency. We could just wake up one in the morning and all of a sudden we're looking at a 10x. What are you going to do? It changes. It's a game changer.
I've prepared myself for it, and the beauty, again, Hex is, long term. So there's also the chance that we won't necessarily see the really, really serious gains for another 5-10 years from now.
Okay.
So
that's a good question.
So I've sort of got that mindset where, I'm happy to, for as long as it takes. If it takes 5 years, 10 years, until the serious gains really hit the accounts, then that's good with me.
Yeah, definitely. It's you're actually buying that logarithmic scale. So where you are, we're here, and you as long as your stakes go out and you're just jumping off somewhere down here. So as long you just got to work out which part of the chart goes like that, where you jump out, and then you've made a profit then. So going back to that question, Flames, Etherscan blue check mark, it means it's basically a verification of quality. It's an assurance that everything checks out with the Hex smart contract, that it's legitimate. It's the compliance, the compatibility, and the integrity. Everything is right with Hex. It's doing everything right, and there are certain people in the world that.
It's officially earmarked for public interest.
Okay.
And did you see that Rom Override actually made that happen? He contacted Etherscan and requested that Hex get a blue check mark, and they come to the party. So
I thought that was a girl. Is that a bloke?
Guy.
Okay.
He's Scandinavian or Swedish or something. Lovely guy. Always nice to do online on Twitter.
He knows his stuff. He's all over it. I'm sure.
On the show. He's really smart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, we need smart people on the show because, obviously,
he's smart. He's smart, right? But he wants other Hexicans to learn from him. He really encourages the community to be smart as well, and he'll always say to you, "No, you're not dumb. I want you to be smart, and I want you to think of it this way." So we could get him on and have a good chat to him because he could probably tell us a lot. And he's pretty on the mark. He's on the ball.
I mean, you're being humble, Rekt, but ultimately anyone that's at this point that's already in Hex, has a lot, has a lot to offer and to bring to the table, to one degree or another. We're all intelligent here.
We must be. Hey, JFK, how you going, bro?
JFK.
JFK 666.
12
Hey,
hours
Oh, he's
shift.
working. We play.
Hey,
We all-
actually, I
we all-
forgot to say also JFK. Like, I played JFK's video at the start, and I'm gonna go out with one. Actually, I've got another one as well that I. Do you want to watch a JFK video right now?
Go on then.
Sure.
Hang on. 'Cause I loaded another one up that was pretty good, and then it'll go. Well, this is one of my. This is a really funny one. You'll like it.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Fucking how brilliant is that, eh? Honestly, like that's hilarious. And you should see how many he's made of them as well. Like he's made tons. He's been prolific, eh?
Yeah.
They're brilliant. I love them.
very
It's
Got
just
a few in the pipeline.
it's so punk, like just cutting it out and it's like collage, doing it yourself, kind of. It's just brilliant. Yeah.
And I've been-
Is daylight savings ending this weekend?
Yeah. Tonight.
Oh yeah.
So I think, you think you have to. You get an extra hour's sleep, don't
We
you?
do. Yes. Beautiful.
Or someone said, yeah.
Someone was saying I was talking about outbound messaging and onboarding yesterday or the day before in the little chat room on Telegram. Sammy, your one of your memes came up. It was the Barbie with the blow on the table with the little snorter.
Oh,
And apparently that's not a very good image to be promoting Hex because it's like it's not like it's a time deposit. It's a savings account. It's it's like the world's first blockchain certificate of deposit or term deposit that's on a decentralized platform, the blockchain, and apparently you shouldn't be doing blow on the table with your. That apparently it's not a good market product fit that sort of promotion.
Well,
but I liked it.
It's all fun and games, and it's only a Barbie doll. It's not even a real human.
No, I liked it.
Now,
It's
it's
all good fun, and that's what it's all about. I don't get paid to promote it. I don't get paid to be professional, so why would I?
Yeah. No, Barbie has a bit of a sugar addiction.
It's all good fun.
That's
Sugar
That's
addiction is
plain
fine.
and simple.
They just don't get it in America. They don't like. I think they find our sense of humor a little bit off-putting at times. But anyway, we're very similar to them.
I love your
I'll tell you what.
I reckon it's great, your stuff, Sammy. It's like it's really professional, but it's
Blue bum.
it's really just fun. It's just really that's all your Barbies. It's basically, but you're taking it. No, I reckon they're fantastic.
Oh, it is all in fun. It is all in fun, and Richard's fun. The things he says, the pulse. It's all in good fun. It's in good humor and
bit pornographic as well, isn't it?
Huh?
You get into porn a bit, don't you? Well, the Barbie.
Not really. It's more in a comical sense. It's not really overbearing, but it's just funny. I just find it funny.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And you know what I did find funny? I had, one of the Barbies having a cigarette and saying, I love Hex, and she's a really pretty Barbie. And someone, when I saw their profile pic in Telegram, they actually had that meme, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Use my meme.
Very good. Very good.
So
Nice.
yeah, if someone wants to have a problem with it, they can message me, and I'm happy to have a good chat to them and tell them where to fucking go.
Nice.
That's pirate AF.
Yeah.
Definitely. How are we doing for time, Bluey? We're coming up to time.
Yeah.
Are we going to be?
Just want to say hi to Into the Fire. He's just come on, and he's over in Thailand doing his stint in the hotel room.
He's done 1 week.
I hope you haven't lost your mind. Into the
Stark
Fire,
Gravy, man.
enjoying it. Wouldn't be too bad in Thailand, even if you are stuck in a hotel room.
Hey, we got a big show. We got a big show lined up this week. I think we're really punching above our weight class. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to bring our A game, Bluey, because I didn't realise. I kind of just was a little bit blasé, like in typical, sort of laid back Australian style. I've just gone up to, Wales only, and I've sort of started having a chat to him, and I've been doing the funny voices and making the lads in the Telegram chats laughing, and I've sort of got a little bit of a rapport going with him, and I've invited him on the show, and then I've invited Tangent, and we already had John Wick, who's one of the OGs that's coming, because obviously it's our 43rd episode on Tuesday, so it's kind of like a bit of a big deal. We're hoping we actually get day 43 OG as well, because we need at least Jexa or day 43 to sort of anchor, because like you can see what I'm like managing things on my own, doing this stuff. It's not really my main game plan, or it's not what I do for a living, put it that way. So that's going to be a big show. So I'm really excited, and I hope that all comes together. But obviously, a day's a long time in crypto, and if something pops up or if things happen, it may or may not go ahead. But that's what we've got planned. So I'm sure that will bring that. I mean, that'll probably go right to the top. I would imagine the guys would hear about that, and look at that, we got Wales only, just as I was shilling
There
next
he is.
Tuesday.
Wales only.
Yeah, mate, I'm very, 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 very impressed with the way he talks to the Hexicans and simplifies
going on,
very
Wales?
complicated game theory, and he understands it better than anyone that I've come across so far. We've had a lot of really smart people within the community, and mate, he's really really stood out to me, and that's why we are excited to have him. And Tangent's going to have to bring his A game as well when he meets Wales, and I think that's going to be awesome to see those two comparing notes, because Tangent's another guy that's a favourite, has got his own YouTube channel by Bitcoin Australia, and he's been doing technical analysis for years and years, and he's been involved in cryptocurrency from like way back. He's got like Mt. Gox coins. That's how OG is. So, and then of course John Wick, who's financial specialist. So it's going to be, we're bringing all the big guns out, and I think it's a sign that this all is converging on the greatest or the best crypto in the world. That's Hex crypto. And if you haven't got it, if you haven't heard of, if you're seeing this, Hex.com, all the instructions there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Install a MetaMask. Buy some ETH, convert it to Hex, stake the Hex. That's it. All right. Sorry, Blue Bump, for that spiel. Go. I'll hand it to you, mate.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So on Tuesday at whatever time,
4 p.m. Sydney time.
After Discourse Syndicate. Well,
Pretty much, yeah. We tack in off
Monday for
guys.
Americans, and
That's it.
you got the WrestleMania of the TA people. Hey, you've got
Tangent's been on a bloody bender because he's been. I think he's did mad gains in Bitcoin and ETH or something, and he's been out bloody partying like it's 1999. So that's going to be it's going to be an interesting conversation.
If they can never catch one of his streams, because he's just like a total tangent retard.
No, he's not.
Bang, 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 and it's just beautiful to watch.
But did you hear about those coins? These coins, they tokenize these coins, so like Lamborghinis and Porsches. So basically, they wanted all the plebs to just give them their money, and then they get a token or a percentage of a car, and these guys just take all the money and go and buy flash sports cars, and the people that bought the tokens never get enough tokens to actually go for a drive in it. It's like that, and and people buy that scammy shit. Like,
I haven't heard of
don't fall
one.
for scams.
Is that
Don't
Lambo?
fall.
Is that Lambo?
You haven't. No, if you see one of he's got a lot of videos by Bitcoin Australia. He's got a whole archive of really funny stuff where he goes through, and he's got he just gives shit to XRP. He bags them all. He just tears them down, puts them in their place. Tangent, yeah.
But what's his channel called?
Yeah, buy Bitcoin Australia.
Yeah, I haven't come across Tangent.
His name Jason.
I haven't seen any of his stuff.
I'll get it for you. Hang on.
No.
I'll put the link in the channel. We're winding this. We're going to wind up this broadcast, aren't we?
What have you got? What are you putting up? Oh, you're just doing some search.
Just let me get this by Bitcoin. Let me get Tangent's channel.
It's X_TA on D Live, and it's by Bitcoin Australia on YouTube. But it's all TA stuff, so you can go back and watch it. It's pretty entertaining. But it's good when it's live, you know what I mean? And it's all happening.
Yeah. Because it's time sensitive information. It's like, okay, we're looking at current affairs basically.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. So it kind of loses its value a little bit after. Where is it?
So how are you going to format this on Tuesday? Are you going to just let them just go for it? Like, do your TA? Like, let's see what happens, or is it? Are you going to kind of let them loose on each other? What is it?
No, it's just going to be. I think it's just going to be. Wait and see. Let's not spoil it. It's going to be. I've got it all worked out. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Yep. No, we'll have a bit of an agenda worked out, and we'll give the boys a chance to sort of compare notes and styles. But yeah, look, we'll bring up the charts and we'll go through the different methods. I mean, we've done it before. We did it with Middle Class Working Man and Jexa, and TA that time we had those show, and they were probably some of our most popular shows when we actually got down to the nitty gritty and analysed the charts. So I think the Hexicans really like looking at that stuff, and I find it very interesting learning about the different indicators and things and the different ways that the guys look at things. At the end of the day, it's like you got your fundamental, you got your technical, you got your China, and it can all go out the window if a whale comes in and does what whales do. We know how crypto works. So I won't have to.
It's shilling NFTs now. I haven't seen that. That's a bit sad, isn't it? But Vitalik has kind of really dropped the balls in a lot of ways, Like he used to. There's all that footage of him saying, fees should be 5 cents or whatever, or 50 cents. Like if this is the world's computer and the world's cryptocurrency, it can't be expensive. And now it's just all blown out, So, yeah, I don't know what happened to Vitalik. I suppose
who's shilling the NFTs?
In text of that.
What is this? Righto.
Oh.
I'll put it.
Oh, okay. That's what he was. Sorry, guys. I'm fucking up with the comments. I'm not putting them in order because I just kind of I thought I'd try to do that, and then I sort of put. Sorry if I've missed anyone's comments. I kind of tried to make it entertaining how people's comments come up, but I've obviously stuffed up a lot.
That's all right, Blue Balm. It's your birthday it is your birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday. In Melbourne it is, hey? I was born in Melbourne, so yeah, that's it.
What time is it there? 11 still?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
T-Bird's back.
Back. Connection got cut off again.
Yeah.
It's because you live in the sticks, hey?
Yeah. Good and proper.
It wouldn't be bad, though.
Oh, I'm just lucky. At least I've got some internet here. You just got up the street from here, like up the dirt road, more into the scrub, and you can find yourself in a spot where you've got absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah.
So, I'll take it.
Are you close to town? How far out of town are you?
I've got a few surrounding towns. I've got a few surrounding towns to here. The nearest town is about 15 minutes drive from here.
I can't find Tangent's channel, Bluey. Sorry.
When you find it, just put it in the group chat. So I want to check it out.
Yeah. I know it's here somewhere. I've got about 200 or 300 subscriptions, and every time you put it into the search, the algorithm puts up all this other Bitcoin garbage.
Can't you just look for Buy Bitcoin Australia?
Yeah, exactly. You put it in the search, and it
I
comes
had a
up with,
look, but it comes up with this guy Jason.
exactly. Yeah, it comes up with something completely different, and it's really tricky.
Yeah, right. Oh, he's been gatekept.
Yeah, he's been gatekept. That's exactly right. Because he's doing Hex videos, mate, and he's.
Did you see Nas Hex says, how about the Lex Friedman interview coming up? I think that's really exciting. I think Lex Friedman is so charming.
Mate.
He's a charming man, and the way he speaks and the way he's so
and Lex Friedman has actually been showing a lot of interest in crypto. And so when he gets Richard on, Richard is going to completely fucking blow his mind.
Yeah, I watched the last one, the Nick Carter one.
Yeah, I watched a bit of that.
And
I almost fell asleep. I almost fell asleep after 10 minutes.
Lex Friedman, he was like, he's not dumb. He's been doing a bit of his research. And he's nice to the guy, but
no, I just meant in the sense of Nick Carter. Like I just thought,
it was a bit boring. I see what you mean.
It was just very over intellectualized.
Yeah, I thought he dug his own grave a little bit, but it's hard to know because I know what he's talking about, But some of the things he was saying, like especially when he was talking about the Bitcoin the block wars, like it was just like, so you guys have limited how much block space you can have, like you limited the block size, and so there's no development, and now you've got things that are like Taproot and Schnorr or whatever that are finished and ready to go, but the community can't decide how they're meant to go about implementing new things because they're so traumatized from. And I was just going, why is anybody going to invest in Bitcoin? You've got to be crazy, like.
Now you do. I mean, that's just a joke. What, nearly 80,000 Australian dollars? Like, that's a lot of money.
Oh, you can buy a fraction of it, so that's not necessarily the.
Yeah, but Jesus.
Yeah.
Found Tangent's YouTube finally.
The point is, like, he is lining up. It is lining up for Richard to just smash that ball out of the park.
Yeah.
He's going to get.
It's just going to be home. It's going to be home run after home run.
It's going to be truth pill after truth pill after truth pill, and they're going to have a great conversation. That's super bullish.
Looks like we've got another lady in the chat, Emma.
You better get your bags packed.
Hi,
get your
Emma.
bags packed.
How you doing?
All right then. That's done. I'll be bailing.
Cool, guys. Yeah, we'll call it a.
We're going.
You want
some mischief?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good talk.
Saturday night.
Good talking to you guys.
Yeah, man. We'll see you around the old Telegram boxes. Little talking in there with we're all robots now, aren't we? We're all bots and Hex. There's no real users, are there? We're all computers. We're all bots.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful birthday, Blue Bum. I hope the waterfall's awesome and you enjoy your expensive dinner.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks heaps. Thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate all you guys. See you around, and I'm just going to end out with another little JFK number, which is pretty fun, pretty good. So yeah, see everyone.
Cheers, guys.
See you around.